One, hey, two, hey, one, hey, two, hey, three, hey, four, hey, ho, hey, ho. Everybody get up. Ho, hey, ho. Everybody get up.
Hey, Actors from the Dark Side is here. How is my Dark Side family?
Yes, thank you so much for sliding through. I'm LaDios Muhammad, an actor with purpose.
And I'm Rav'n Moon, an actor with passion.
And we're actors from
the Dark Side.
Hey, hey, hey!
Hey, how you doing, Miss LaDios?
And today is a good day. I celebrated my daughter's birthday yesterday.
Aww, happy birthday, T. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
we're
awesome.
going to do some more celebrating today. We're going to go hit a hookah bar.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Have
That'll
you
be
ever been?
super fun. Yes, I did hookah in Vegas, and people were looking at us like we were hitting a bong or something. This was back in 2001 before shit went legal. So yeah, it was really funny.
It's fun. So yeah, we're gonna go do some hookah today.
Nice.
And I see the weather's cooling down a little bit.
It is.
This is your thing,
It's getting
right?
better. It's getting better. This is my month right now. I'm a September baby, so yeah, I'm like,
Ooh, you
come
got a
on,
birthday coming
yeah,
up.
I sure do. I sure do.
We're
You're
gonna
gonna be
party
so much
tonight.
younger.
I like that. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yes. So today I was mulling over image and what that means to us as actors in our community, right?
That's
so
right.
yeah.
There's so many facets to your images, you know. There's a lot of things that you need to know about your image, like who you are, what image you're trying to project, what roles you want to play.
Definitely.
You know, what else are you thinking?
Yeah, absolutely. Getting typecasted for roles and, what roles are you really suitable for and how can you stretch yourself beyond the image that you think you have or the image that you're trying to attain.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some images that you are seeing that you're getting auditions for?
For me, I think one of the things that I know I play well is a mom. I get cast very often as a mom, sometimes a queen, but usually that's also a mom. If you're thinking about it.
And sometimes a mean girl.
Yes. Because, I'm a shady motherfucker. What about you, LaDios? What are some of the roles that you often find yourself getting?
Yeah, sometimes I'm seeing myself in more like power roles, like lawyers, doctors. I definitely do get moms, but they're more like, nurses and counselors and stuff like that. So, that's very important when you start getting these auditions. You want to look and see what is being submitted for you because that may be your typecast.
Absolutely. Do you have any tips and tricks for stretching yourself out of that typecast? Like for me, I'm very envious of you because you do get cast in those authority figure roles, and sometimes I'm like, what is it about me? Am I just too darn goofy? What's going on? So like, do you have any?
No, and people say like typecasting could be a bad thing, but it does give you work.
Yes.
For me, like my challenges is, and I can say the same for you, because you're this tall, slender, beautiful woman, so I'm not gonna get that prestigious bougie mama, because I got this innocent, caring look, the nice smile is too inviting, but then I got the eyes that I'm be like, don't, man, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So, but I guess for me, the tip would be, if you're getting these roles and these are things that you want, know that it's going to get you booked. Now, I would think that, I'm still kind of figuring that out, like how to get out of certain roles. But I think for me, I'm working on comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's just more of a training technique. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
You could do comedy. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And for me, we're so opposite because I'd love to do drama and she'd love to do comedy, and comedy comes so natural to me and drama comes so natural to you. So that's where I'd like to stretch myself, is in drama, and even like maybe like the down and out roles, like the addicts and the people that have really, had to struggle with some stuff. I'd really like to see myself, stretch myself in that way, and really kind of hit like, Losing Isaiah with Halle Berry. She played such a great drug addict and desperate mom that I'd love to do something like that. What about you? Anything like that for you?
Yeah, me again. I'm gonna try to work on that comedy. I'm gonna do my first comedy role in a play coming up next year.
Yay.
And I'm super nervous because I'm just like comedic time. I might ask you for some tips because I don't know anything about comedy. Like when I'm being goofy is one thing, but when I'm like trying to be funny, it's just not natural for me. But one of the things about images is that you need to learn your brand. What's your brand? Like what are you trying to project on the screen? Like who do you want to be? That comes with photos too. So if you want to do comedic photos, you shouldn't have something that you're looking like a lawyer or a doctor. That's definitely something that you should not do. If you want to get more authoritarian roles, then you should be something like if you want to play a police officer or a detective, you should wear dark colors, like blues, grays. Something that represents the character that you want to be.
That's a great tip, absolutely. Yeah, because I know for me, I did a photo shoot recently, and one of the photos was like, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But again, it was me building up my comedy chops so that I could present that to agents, directors, or any auditions that I was going to. So it's definitely smart to think that way and think about what image you're going to portray from your headshots to your website to your social media even, and really being sure that you're honing in on your strengths. Because we all have strengths to bring to the table, don't you think?
Yeah. Definitely have strengths to bring to the table. And I like that. I definitely want to see some of those shots. I want to see some of those shots. But that's so when whatever your headshots, and then also don't go overkill when you're doing your imaging. You're projecting the image that you want to play. Don't do overkill. 3 shots is good.
Yeah.
3 different shots.
Right.
And then those 3 different roles, something commercial that it goes across the board, something theatrical, and then, something that's inviting, But there's 3 shots that you want to project, If you did a comedy role and you're projecting a shot, what's a comedy character that you would like to play that you think that you would present?
Oh, gosh, in comedy, I'd really like to just, this is going to sound so egotistical, but I'd just like to be some kind of friggin' lead. That's all that there is to it. I don't care if it's a detective. I don't care if it's a mom. I just want to be a lead. That's all that there is to that. I don't care.
Have you ever, what's the name of that one show, The Good Wife? Have you ever seen that, The Good Wife?
I have.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there was this character on there, and I absolutely love her. I don't know her name, but her picture will be here in just a moment. But she had red hair, and she was a lawyer, and she was super goofy. But the way she was like a stellar lawyer, but she also had like other like anxiety problems and stuff.
Okay.
But her comedic timing was so funny. So you can still have those same roles.
Yes.
You just gotta find where you fit. So it doesn't mean just because you want to do comedy that you can't play a lawyer.
That's true.
Do you see what I'm saying?
True.
It just might be in a different dynamic of how you play a lawyer. Like
That's
Better Call
great
Saul.
point. Yeah.
He was a sleazy, nasty,
Mm-hmm.
freaky, scary kind of lawyer. Like he, like when I say scary, not like villain, like more like he was just like
Ruthless.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say? A great lawyer with just a little bit of dirty.
Yeah, that is perfect. A great lawyer with just a little bit of dirty.
Now, have you seen any of the previews for The Good Fight? This looks really interesting.
Woo!
Yes, doesn't this look good?
Well, I've not seen the previews, but I've been. This is the spinoff from The Good Wife, right?
Yes.
Now we're it's back to that. Paying for that extra. What is it on? What streaming?
Oh gosh, yeah,
session?
it's streaming on something,
It's
but
streaming
yeah.
on something that we don't have, so we're just kind of debating: should we pay for it or not?
Right.
Should we pay for it or not? Should we pay
I
for it or
think we
not?
have it. I think we have it.
But
Yeah.
I think it's, I can't, don't quote me on the actress's name. I think it was Kim Whitfield, but she was back on Living Single.
Yes.
And she
Kim
was
Fields.
Kim Fields, yes,
Fields.
and she was hilarious.
Uh-huh.
And I'm so excited to see her stepping into this lawyer
Yes.
role, and it looks more dramatic. And she, it's so wonderful when you see an actor kind of round out and fill in the gaps. Like, yeah, you're really strong here, but now you're strong here,
Yes.
and that's a beautiful thing. That's something that we all should strive through in everything, right? You
Yeah,
know?
and then don't get frustrated if you are typecast. typecast.
Yeah.
Okay, don't get frustrated if you're always, you know, you can definitely start to expound, but know that being typecast means that you have residual income.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You have residual income.
And I think also being typecast also says that you're almost an authority in that type of role.
Mm-hmm.
So be appreciative that people are seeing you, seeing your talent, and saying, I need this person to be I'm going to call LaDios.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
Right.
That's a beautiful thing to have in your little bag of tricks, right? You know, to know that you're strong at a certain role and that you can deliver. Right. You know, that's huge. Because like you said, the trepidation that comes with doing something new can sometimes hold you back, where you don't give your full thing because you're like, oh, am I being believable? Oh, am I doing all this? Where you know where you're strong, you can really come in and just deliver, and your agents know that, your directors know that, and that's a beautiful thing. So yeah,
that is a beautiful thing. And a lot of times, again, you're gonna know. So I found that actors coming on, they don't know what their image is. They don't know what their brand is. And one of the tips that one of my acting coaches gave me was how you find out your brand. So one thing she did was she put out, this was someone who was working with her, to her circle, and she put out his photo, and then she put a list like, what does this person look like? What does this photo project? So you can find out, like, when I take this headshot, what are you getting? So that you know what you're getting, so that you can build a stronger foundation on those characters. So if you're getting submitted for the bad guy or the villain, you know what I'm saying? Because that's your image. Then you know that's what you're starting to build, that you're going to promote yourself as. You know, that's a way you can send out a doodle poll, like, hey, to your friends and family. You know, it doesn't have to be an acting coach, but you can say also, again, if your agent is submitting you for these ongoing roles and you're getting invited by casting directors to audition, that's also, you know, a nuance to saying this is the character that they like you as. Sure.
What do you feel about like roles like the clerk or the like gas station attendant? Sometimes I get those. Do I see myself as that?
I've got invitations for waitresses.
Yes.
Hotel clerks, and I've worked as a hotel clerk. So I mean, for the most part, every role that I've gotten auditions for, I'm pretty open with.
Yeah.
I think one thing I just cannot wrap around my head is playing a drug dealer. I'm not a drug dealer, a drug user.
Okay.
Like, who doesn't get redeemed. They're just, you know, you see them just, I cannot wrap my mind around doing that.
I think that would be a struggle for me in terms of a murderer. Like, that's something that would be very hard for me to relate to. I'm very nonviolent, I love everybody, and it would be very hard for me to put myself in the role of somebody that just ruthlessly like takes life or something like that. Although it's so fun to get cast as a villain, so who knows? Maybe I just need to get over my own crap and, you know, like, see what it would be like. To put yourself in those roles.
I can totally play a murderer. And
see, and I'm like, I could totally be a drug addict.
Anybody who knows me knows I have a dark side. So don't let this smile fool your ass.
Anybody that knows me knows, I've been seen in the back. No. Anyway, so.
I think just, and then, you know, like, just, I don't know what it is about drug addicts, but I think I've been traumatized, you know, from watching, again, remember I told you how I watched Lady Sings the Blues?
Yes.
It just freaked me out, so the thought, or maybe in a past life I was a drug addict, and I'm like, no, I don't never want to play that, not even pretend.
That's funny. That is funny. Yeah, so do you have anything to add on branding or anything like that? Because, we've covered a lot of tips and tricks on headshots and what to do to kind of stick with the image that is good for you. But what about branding as a whole?
So branding is so new again. Branding comes into, you know, what are you trying to project on social media? You know, are you trying to project a good girl image? a bad girl image, whatever. I know a lot of times my friend Ketrick and I, when we would do auditions, and because they always say dress the part during your audition. So I would take pictures and then I would put them on Instagram, be like, oh, if I'm trying to play a prostitute, I could be your call girl today, or something like that. Or if I'm trying to play a lawyer. So presenting that brand that you're, of who you want to be, and be solid. I'm still kind of working on my brand, because I'm not, I just haven't quite captured what my actual brand is.
Sure. It's like you said, delving into your image, delving into your brand. These are all kind of ongoing things, and it's almost ongoing self-exploration. So it is really hard to say, oh, this is it, and I got it down. Because, if it is that, and you got it down, well, maybe you're not leaving room for growth and change and those kind of things. So I think it is an ongoing process. I know I struggle with it a lot, like exactly who am I, what am I portraying here to the broader everybody, and so sometimes I struggle with that. So.
And you know what, I do want to say something. Branding, I guess I'm still building it, but I guess one of the things I stand on as an actor is that the work that I do, I want it to move people. I'm not saying I wouldn't do a comedy or something fun. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, I don't want to do crappy stuff. I want to do things that serves a purpose. So, I like to pick my roles that I know I'm going to be proud of. So my brand might be purposeful, I'm an actor with purpose. That is my true slogan on my website. This is what I represent. I just don't want, you're going to give me $100,000 to play a crackhead or a drug dealer. No, what's the purpose?
Yeah.
What am I getting? What am I gaining for this? Not that I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying, what's the purpose?
Yes.
So I want to do purposeful roles, and I guess that would be a part of my brand. But again, it's still being developed. I'm still trying to understand all this social media stuff.
And you do a good job, I think. I'm like, I think you do great at branding and promoting.
Thanks.
So, any other tips or tricks that you want to get out there?
What about you? Any tips or tricks that you can think of?
Not really. I think we covered a lot. Again, I think just taking the time to really understand yourself in a very objective lens, right? To step out of yourself in ways to get input from friends and family, and is this believable what I'm trying to do here? Is this that kind of thing? Because the more honest you can be with yourself and authentic, I think the more that you're going to know what you're putting on the table, and the more that you know your strengths and your weaknesses. So that's probably my only tip.
For sure. And just to pretty much recap what we're talking about, images. So just to recap, we talked about if you don't know your image, you can get from your friends, take a couple of photos, find out what those photos look like.
Yeah.
Okay. You can go to your acting coach or your agent to see what are they presenting, what are they submitting you for, what are casting directors inviting you to audition for. Also, do not get frustrated with one stereotype. Okay, sometimes that's guaranteed money. You know what I mean? And then if you want to expand your brand, just kind of do your research and make sure that that you know what you want to do. Be, like she said, authentic with what you want to do in your brand. So just kind of recapping what we talked about.
Absolutely. So thank you all again for tuning in to another episode of Actors from the Dark Side.
Yeah, so remember, you don't have to be asleep to dream, so get up and get out and do something for yourself. I'm LaDios Muhammad, actor with purpose.
And I'm Rav'n Moon, an actor with passion.
And we are actors
from the dark side.